Like, very surprising.
Wow, look at this. This is we saw this on the last FT, but Michael opening over 2.5x there, and Vitus with ace-9, which we'd usually see him defend versus a standard just 2x sizing, has managed to get away. And that's what I talk about when you do start sizing closer to that 3x. You just isolate good hands that are going to continue against you. You want these looser defends out of the big blind. You want to start getting value from that range, but Michael opted in for a large sizing to open there because of the 10s, maybe worried about seeing overcards on the flop, but it's maybe a bit too large. Maybe didn't want to see a flop. If that's the case, fair enough. Stream's back.
We're back on YouTube, so I'm watching it and listening to you talking. I like it. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. We don't know what it is. We don't know why he does it. Whether it's a YouTube problem or what, I'm not sure. We have an all-in. Vitus, ace-9. Patrick, 7s, calls. He calls Patrick all the chips. 5 million of them. Vitus down to 580 and 11 bigs. Needs a double.
I swear every all-in and call's been a race this FT tower. It's just always been a race. Oh, other than the ace-jack, ace-8 that Matt got lucky, I should mention that one. So, Vitus, gonna need to hit. Ace or 9 needed.
That
no help there.
That doesn't help at all.
Ace or 9 required to stay alive. Backdoor spades working as well.
Oh, aye. Ace-9 or a spade.
River.
Oh,
ace from space.
The ace, it's just been buried.
So Vitus going to double back to 1.3 million, and only a small dent in the chip leader's stack. Not too much coming away from Patrick there, like 10% of his chips going over to Vitus. Yeah, that's not a bad one, Blue. That's what it was.
You're not wrong.
Ace-3 of hearts for Vitus now. We got some chips that we can actually open rather than just shove. And looks like he's opened to 8x, 400k. How'd you like them apples?
I've just got them, I might as well use them.
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. And it's going to work because Michael not defending this one now.
No. Oh. Show him the 3. Go on, show him the 3. Nice ones, Richard Whitmore. That's it for him. Don't forget, if you want to catch up with the results, you'll be able to watch it tomorrow, recorded on YouTube. It will be there, and we'll catch you Wednesday from 12:30 on the stream, because 12:30 it will be the 6 max on Wednesday. Scope says, where are we both from? I'm originally from Rotherham, live in Blackpool.
I'm from Hertfordshire, always have been from Hertfordshire, just on the outskirts of North London.
And his mum does say he still lives in Hertfordshire, even though she's not seen him since July.
Wherever I go, Sour, no one that perceives me. A CFO never saw me, and we were sharing a room for 2 weeks at the Battle of Malta. And he's still tuned in.
That was the best buy he's ever had.
Yeah, I know. Disappearing act. Ace-3 for Chris, raises to 110. And Matt here, King Queen in the big blind, just opts to rip it in. So Matt's just going for the front now, and lovely hand selection to do it with, but just over 30 bigs, maybe a bit too many big blinds to be shoving, especially when Michael's sitting there with 18 big blinds. But if Matt's just playing outright for the win, then don't hate the shove. Probably not going to be taking it myself with that many big blinds. Definitely could potentially 3-bet fold it, but fair play, took the pot down. Yeah, the Vidas was behind Matt though, Perry. Oh no, he wasn't. Matt was in the big, thank you very much, that's correct. I thought Vidas was in the big, but yeah, cheers to that, Perry. Perfectly fine from Matt, I'll take back. That was a bit too loose from him, but 20 bigs effective. Perfectly fine from Matt Davenport. I was a bit shocked when it went in, but makes sense now. Makes a lot more sense.
So Patrick's is going to call to see a flop.
Zacabello, Birmingham.
Yeah, Hill Street is in Birmingham.
I love that Patrick's just randomly donked here, and then with Ace Jack, which should be just check call almost always on this board, and then he's still just firing away on the turn, and Jules just non-believer with Ace 10, and he gets there on the
Georgie
end.
boy, I told you he's not good, he's just lucky. That's all he is. Come on, George. He's called in any bet.
Yeah, like George isn't. What I've seen from George, he's just not folding. He's just
500,000.
He's just never ever folding here tower.
No, I don't think he is either.
Right, we've seen him king high hero call, ace high hero call.
Yeah.
Bottom pair hero call. Like,
yeah.
Now he's got top pair, top kicker. There is no world in which I see George ever folding his hand against this opponent.
Yeah.
He might do it against Michael. He might fold against Michael, but against this particular opponent, when Patrick's just been running riot on this final table, just doing some random moves, some random stuff.
He puts his head in his arms, and he's good. He's got the 10, and he's hit the 10. And Patrick has to get out of the way. Great call, George.
I don't think Patrick's the type to run Sims chase. I don't think Patrick would have even seen a solver. I could be wrong. Could be fooling us all.
And that's it. We are on a break. I think it's 15. Is it 15? 10-minute break, apparently. So we'll stick the break clip on. We'll be back in 10 minutes. They only want 10 minutes, so they're having 10 minutes. Back in 10 with full chip counts.
Final tables a year does he have? And he has so many seconds.
Yeah.
Like he and I were battling for, I think I have 12 seconds and he has 11 second places now or something. But he tied me for seconds for 1 minute there. And unfortunately, I had a second over in Europe that I really wanted to be a first. And he was at the final table with me. So there's some people that are just great. Who knows what the future holds for Dominic Nietzsche? Who knows what the future holds for Adrian Mateos? Who knows what the future holds for some of these guys that are there playing all these events? Now, a lot of the young guys don't play all the mixed games, but I think, what do I have? I have 2 bracelets in Raz, and all the rest are in Hold'em anyway. If you're great at Hold'em, you can get there more often because there's more skill.
Out of the 10, 11, 12 second place finishers, and I'm just gonna read. This tweet from yourself was just amazing. Hitting my number 1 live goal at 24 was amazing. By the time I was 28, I had 5 WSOP wins and a new life goal was to become the greatest poker player of all time. You figured you needed to win 24 bracelets as recognized as the greatest of all time. if all those second places would have been wins, would have got there. But why did you say 24?
24 is a number that kind of like I don't like. I don't always have a perfect understanding of I'd almost say mystical things. You know what I mean? I know that our minds are very powerful, and some of that is kind of untapped and unknown. And my book Positivity talks about how I've kind of harnessed some of that potential, and how other people can harness that potential. And so for me, 24 was a number that I came up with at a young age. And I just thought, you know what, I can win 24 bracelets. And I came up with it in 1993, 94. I figured 24 would make me unassailable to the whole world. I remember in 2005 when I passed Johnny Chan and I passed Doyle Brunson, and they both came up and congratulated me. And that was classy, right? We all shook hands. They were all like, great job, Phil. I mean, there was a big, when they awarded me that bracelet in front of the whole room, that night right after I won it, there was Chan and Brunson.
Brilliant.
And at that point, we were crazy. Johnny, and I think it was 05, but Johnny Chan and Doyle Brunson and I maybe it was 07 I passed them, but I mean, there were years where they'd win, Doyle would win 2, Chan would win 2, and I'd win 1 bracelet. I think that was 03. And so we were just winning them in bunches, even in the modern era. And so that battle was great. And so, you're never safe. There are people that can catch me, but now I have the records, and I just have to keep raising it.
Any of those second places you would have thought, you know what, I really wanted that one?
Yeah, I remember there was a second place where a guy was very, very lucky against me repeatedly. And then, and I still had a chance to take him out. I think I had pocket 5s and he had ace king. And I limped in with the 5s. We were playing 3-handed. The other guy had a peanut of a stack. And he raised, called, and it came 10, jack, 7. And he bet and I raised with the 5s. And he just called, and I knew he had ace king. And the turn, I bet, he raised, and I re-raised him. Or at least I called him with the intent of calling on the river. And for some reason, I bailed on the river. All I had to do was call 500,000 on the river. I'm going to bust him. The other guy has the tiniest stack ever, Eugene Todd. And so that one really hurt because I also had the guy all in. I think he had king 10 suited when I had ace queen. I had him all in. We had a flip one time. And so that one hurt. I mean, of course, when I finished second to Brian Rast, that's the one that hurt the most. Because I had him down to no chips. And the whole poker world was watching. The stands were full of people at 3:30 in the morning. That would have been the one, the Poker Players Championship. I probably regret a bunch of those second places. I remember one in 1994 where I had 2 aces, and I had a guy named George Rodas on with a king and a 10. Howard Lederer had a short stack. And he was on before the flop with king 10. And he somehow won. I remember it came jack, jack, 10. And he turned to 10. And, I'd been waiting, moving in. Finally, I had aces. And that one, I felt like I was supposed to win. And so there are times where you just feel like you were supposed to win a bracelet and it didn't happen. Yeah.
Apart from poker, you obviously write books. We've touched on that very shortly. I'm going to show you something very shortly on how we first met, and I remember it more than you, obviously. But you're in the New York Times bestsellers list, and we've got the brand new book out at this moment in time. But I have got this. I've got Deal Me In, and I have it signed.
Nice.
Because I was in London at the World Series Poker Europe, and we did the book launch. And I remember we went into a pub on the corner of Leicester Square. Myself and Paul, who still works with us, and we got the book, And this was a new release when it came out, and we signed it off. And I thought, do you know what? Phil Elmuth has just signed a book for me, and it's still pristine, by the way. It is pristine. It's got all the stories. My favourite story is the Devilfish story. I love these little books. But if you wasn't a poker player, and a very, very successful poker player, would writing and being an author be right up there of what you would be doing on a regular basis?
I mean, it's very interesting. You know, I mean, I think, you know, this is the first time in an interview I've ever said it, but I think I could have been a motivational speaker pretty easily. That aligns well with me, but you have to accomplish something, I think, to be able to motivationally speak to people, I think. And it's an easier path to get there. So, but I could easily have been a motivational speaker. I could easily have been a successful businessman. Yeah. And could easily have been a promoter. So I don't really know where I'd be if it wasn't poker. But hopefully I would have written a book or two.
Well, that's there. That I was there when it I was there with you, and it's signed for me by the great one. And then
book, it's like 50 hand of the weeks, and so you read each one. It takes 2 or 3 minutes to read the story. Just kind of a flavor of what it was like to deal me in now, as I look back, as a flavor of what it was like to be a professional poker player in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Because that book came out, in 05 or 06?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's impressive. Where did Poker Brat get coined? Who was the first person to call you the Poker Brat? Or was it yourself?
No, that was not me. That was Andy Glazer.
All right, okay.
So Andy Glazer was, the all-star poker writer, right? And he, I have a funny story about how I met him. Should I tell it?
Yeah, of course.
So my wife and I choose a vacation, and we choose to go to a place called Esalen. Esalen's a very famous spiritual place. Mm-hmm. So we decide we're going to go study Buddhism with the master, the Lama Suryadas. Suryadas has become bigger and bigger and bigger in Buddhism and has lots of books out. So my wife and I go to Esalen for our vacation to study Buddhism. I'm like, hon, can't we go to like a 5-star hotel somewhere? So we drive down the California coast. We arrive at the most beautiful place you've ever seen. One of the houses is right underneath a waterfall. But they have the natural hot springs there, but you're not allowed to wear clothing. Mm-hmm. So everybody has to go into the hot springs naked. And my wife chose not to talk. That was part of the training. And so I wasn't going to do much talking. And one day she's like, hey, I'm going to go get some food. And I'm like, I'm going to the hot tub. So the natural springs. So I go down there, no clothes on. And sitting across from me is this guy talking about what I think is a poker tournament. And I'm like, no way. Come on, this is a spiritual place. He's talking about a poker tournament. At the end of it.
We're back. We're back first hand. Just caught it. 6-handed. Damien Pilkington Lewis was our 7th place finisher. Everyone's got £7,950 locked up. Let's do this. 7 deuce 3. First hand of the session. George flopping bottom set, and Patrick continues with this lead strategy. And maybe you never know. He might be sticking with it. George with bottom set, love the flat from George, no reason to raise. Patrick's been super aggro, so we're just going to go cool here all the time. So an ace on the turn. And Patrick fires again, and George should just be calling here. We've got hands like ace king, ace queen, ace jack drawing dead, and Patrick has been just at it I love the way George is playing this hand. He's not panicking with the set. He's not doing anything silly. And with Patrick going to unload the clip here? That is the question. This is some first hand to come back to. This is a 2.8 million chip pot here.
Oh, I thought you got your own coffee. I didn't bring you one.
Wow, George checked. Fair enough. He didn't go for value, but just checked back the deuces and happy to take the pot.
So they didn't even have 10. They don't mess about, do they? Oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. There we go, look at that. He's just gone to get, he's ordering his supper, that's what he's doing. But I wanted to show you these for 2022. The 25-25s, the deep stacks, the GUKPTs, the G400s, they're all coming back. Get them in the diaries because it will be a cracker. The first 25-25s and deep stack are the week before we live stream the first event of 2022 back here in London. As you can sorry, the week before. And then, as you see, the 27th till the 6th is GUKPT. Put them in your diary. Make sure you get them in there because they are coming back and they are here to stay. The 25-25s, the deep stacks, the G400s are all coming back and we cannot wait. So 5.3 million for George. Can anybody stop him? Anybody at all? Yeah, I don't think we'll be in lockdown. I think the restrictions will be back and you might have to wear the face covering, but I don't think we'll go back down in lockdown. We can talk about it forever, this corona and these new variants. We have a new variant every 3 months forever. You can't stop living. That's my opinion, so we'll get back to the poker. Well done, Claire's still watching. Well done on your £110 closer ticket for winning and beating me and doing me in and getting me out. And
yeah, I agree. I just quickly popped out for 30 seconds there after that hand and have to bet that river because Patrick's going to continue firing with all his flushes. So have to bet that river with the set. I love the way he played it when he just went cool, keeping all Patrick's bluffs in, the way he's been playing, but have to go for value once we get the green light from Patrick's check on the end.
yeah, that's me 30 seconds, pair it. That's me 30 seconds.
I love that username. Goodwill Punting. Great film. That is a film I have seen.
Claret G. Claret. I thought it was Claire TG. Claret G.
I reckon that's the other half.
Because there is a Claire G.
That's David's other half, Claire G.
And there's a David G. And now there's a Claret G. So maybe Claret G is different to Claire G. Because I thought it was Claire TG. As in like Claire Tracy.
And a voucher for £400 for 9. That's 9 prizes, 8 seats into the
Yeah, FT, we are six-handed at the moment.
Evening, Kevin. Nice one, Claret. If it's not Claire. It's claret. If you're strapping yourself in, we've got 6 players left and we are streaming till we get a champion.
30k, 60k.
If you're heading to Bobo's at some point, you can watch it on YouTube tomorrow when you wake up in the morning. It's going to be a nice day in London tomorrow. I'm off for a walk. I'm staying down in London. I am off for a walk tomorrow, and I've told myself I am doing 20,000 steps tomorrow. Bit of exercise, working off this burger that I've just eaten. Staying down in London, having a wander down, and we're back live streaming on Wednesday.
So Chris, the King Jack here on the button, probably going to shove this one. There's the all-in triangle. And just gets that one through.
Nice one, Kevin. Glad you enjoyed the PLO. First time I've ever done a live stream of a cash game. Jay's knowledge was extraordinary. I'm thinking of flicking in the 1k PLO tomorrow because
Tao knows it all now.
Yeah, it was great to listen to Jay, and it was good cash action as well.
Yes, Mac and Pack. That is the Patrick that won the Mini. The first one back after lockdown here in London. Yeah, Patrick Donahue scooping for £50,000 back in July, taking down the first event after lockdown. First out of 804 entries, so he's no stranger to taking an event down in a huge field.
So the 8s of Michael raising it up.
Yeah, Michael with pocket 8s here, Tower, working with 900k, 15 bigs. Could definitely just open shove this, but opting to raise. And gets called by George, who flops a gut shot on King 9-4, 2 diamonds, check. Looks like a low black card on the turn, so the 8s of Michael should still be in front. This is nice from George with our gut shot. Also with the Queen of Diamonds in our hand, we can come in for a bet. Michael's been very tight, so just going to start attacking with our Queen High. As well as that, we do have some bluff candidates on river. The times that a diamond rolls off with a Queen of Diamonds, we can definitely come in for the double barrel here as George. It looks like Michael is a non-believer and going to make the call. So we are going to the river. I think it's a black. Okay, oh, it is a diamond on the turn. I thought it was a black card. And the Queen of Spades. So George now. Oh wow, he just moves all in. maybe targeting some King X and Michael that he checked back flop with, and just going to get out of the way, but just fires it in. Lovely hand to actually come in for a bluff if we're trying to target the King X. Removal to 2 pairs, removal to the straight, removal to the flush. Really, really good bluff candidate if we are specifically targeting a king. Has to be a bluff that from George, because we're never getting called by worse in that scenario. So maybe just went beast mode and tried to fold out a king with his particular hand. Fair play. Oh, why are we so...
We're purpley, pinky and all sorts. Look at that. The TV's gone different colour.
Ah, okay.
That's what it is. There's a monitor straight above and we're in a purple room. Looks like I'm being developed. Chat comments on that side. if you want to chat in there. Obviously the screen is smaller, so we'll come back to it. But it's good to have you all on board at this stage of the game, because we're on 6. We are going to crown a champion tonight, and we will be live streaming it. Don't think we're going to stop at 12:30 or 1 o'clock or anything like that. We're going straight through. We will be crowning a champ. And whenever you're watching, good evening. I don't think Don will still be watching in Vegas. She'll be out on the town now.
Yeah, they're coming across the bottom for you now, Ben, asking to see the payouts. It's blind and blind, and Vidas just raising it up to 4-3-5, and Chris gets out of the way with his ace deuce. Six players remaining. 7th place was Damien Pilkington Lewis. We'll get that updated on the ticker for you guys. So George, with close to half the chips in play now, Towers, 6-handed, definitely favourite to win this one regarding chip stack. And going to open this one in the cutoff. Raises to 140. And that's going to be raise and take, not going to defend from either of these two holdings.
So the 25-25s are coming back this year. Newcastle, Walsall, Leeds, Bury New Road and Luton. Bury New Road and Leeds play at the same time in their own venue. And then day 2 and all the prize pools added together. And you play your day 2 in Leeds. Leeds. Luton, if this lad's not going on holiday to it, it's somewhere minus 35, then he will be playing Luton. I'm off to Walsall. Gonna have I've heard it's very soft in Walsall. I've heard they're terrible. I've heard it's impossible not to final table.
Okay.
So I'm off to Walsall. And Newcastle on the 12th, 9th till the 12th of December. 4 to choose from this year and more coming next year.
I think that would make my Christmas if I saw the final table picture of Walsall and I saw you in it, Tower, there on the FT. Setting Michael all in after Michael completes in the small, and not going to be able to call the 10 height. Yes, Jack. Patrick did lose his stack to George in a big hand. They went 4-way to the flop on 7-3 deuce, 2 clubs. George had pocket deuces. Patrick opted to come in for a donk on the flop with Jack 8 off, no club. Got called by Patrick with a set of deuces. He then bombed the turn, went massive on the ace of diamonds turn. George just continued to call with his deuces. The river brought in a flush. River was the king of clubs, brought in a flush, and he ended up giving up. And George checked the set, which was surprising, but a 2.8 million pot went his way. So Vidas raising hijack 2-1-2-5. Flops top pair on Jack 10-8 Rainbow. Patrick does have a gut shot.
S. S. How do you call yourself S? Is this the final table? Yes, it is. We started today with 169. We are down to 6.
Vidas with a big hand here. It just wants to open this one tower up. Really want value here. 6-handed from our jacks. Makes it 2.5x. Oh no, just 2x. Making it 1-2-5, and Chris might take this spot tower.
He might do actually.
He probably will. This is a lovely hand to rip here. 6-handed with a short stack as well.
Yeah. He could make that stand.
13 big blinds.
It is indeed. He's done it. Vidas is not folding.
I like
we know
the jam.
that.
I like the jam. It's not going to work, but I do like the jam. And you can see the equity Chris has still got here versus the jacks. Like heaps with the ace-5 suited. It's just such a powerful hand once you get called, and never going to be less than a 1-in-3 shot unless we're up against aces, which we block.
So Vidas has Chris covered. Chris trick is all in with ace-5, needs to hit.
Oh,
oi, oi.
Sweaty, sweaty.
Oi, oi.
So ace or spade would do the trick now. Like that, ace or spade would do the trick.
The ace of spades. Dum, 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 dum. All a 5. Dum, 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 dum.
So needs ace-5 spade
Can he
for
double?
the double.
Can he double? Can he? No, he can't.
Brick river, all those outs, too many. And
Well
it's
done,
a brick
Chris.
10, so we're going to lose Chris Trick in 6th place for £7,950, 5-handed.
Board at Collier Gamer says, why no tournament in Wales? They're not been very well supported in the last few years. We've been to Wales and Cardiff for the GUKPT. And obviously since pandemic, then as a company you wouldn't put yourself at risk. It's a shame. We love Cardiff. We'd like to come back to Cardiff. We'd like to do Cardiff again. But as it stands at this moment in time, no GUKPTs or 25-25s in the Cardiff area. Maybe it will get looked at. Maybe they might add some. Who knows these things? We just need the support. And I'm sure the first time you go there after the pandemic, maybe there will be. But not our decision, the decision of the bosses.
So should mention as well now, guys, that we're five-handed. The clock's going to be shortened to 30 minutes.
Oh, right, yes, it is. Yeah.
So no longer on a 40-minute clock, down to a 30-minute clock. And
Yeah.
George setting Vidas in.
Everything's relative.
Wow, George just shoved here, Tal. This is a bit of a misstep because Vidas has just doubled, I think, because he got like, well, knocked out 2.3 million. So 40 bigs here, like just sub 40 bigs. We don't need to shove jacks blind on blind. Like, look, we get an A7 to fold here. We want that in the mix. It's just so much better to raise it up with the jacks there. Like, we're blind on blind. We're just going to get so much value from hands that we can have crushed in that scenario. Like, just under 40 bigs effective, blind on blind, ripping jacks. It's just a waste of our jacks. Need to start getting some value from them. Like, when we shove there, we need like Vidas to have specific hands to actually call off, and Vidas might even like fold ace 10 there for 40 big blinds. We're working with 5 players left, bacon and rolls. These are the final 5. These are the prizes.
5 players left. And 1. Border says who's going to win it. Well, I went for George and Vidas.
Yeah, George is obviously big favourite with the chip stack. If
It wasn't when I picked him.
Yeah, I know he wasn't, Tal. I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was. I was just saying he's got the big stack now and he's probably favourite now.
Yeah. Who did you go for?
I went for Matt and Chris. Matt going to call this one off with King Queen, and this is a nigh on flip. How much? Michael shoved for 12 bigs over Matt's open, and Matt going to call this off 5-handed with the King Queen suited. Michael been the tightest player at the table, but Matt still making the call with the King Queen of Hearts for what is only 12 big blinds, although it is for 30% of Matt's stack. Matt will go short stack if Michael holds here. It's a clean flop.
And we've hit the 10.
So just fading kings and queens.
Fading paint. A king and a queen, and faded, and we double up. Boom, there's the double. Matt in seat 5, doubles up Michael in seat number 3, more or less roll reversals with chip stacks. Michael done leave it, 1.5 mil. Oh, Penny Smith. I'm selling a broken barometer if anyone is interested. No pressure.
She's back.
Keeping us entertained.
And 30 small things.
So Patrick under the gun raises to 130. Michael back amongst it now. Matt, the short stack, working with 16 big blinds with the 10-7 off. Happy to go post with Patrick.
King Jack 6, top pair for Patrick. Matt gets out of the way after a bet from one of 150 by Pat. Was there a 40 big blind jump? No, 39.
Well, it says 38, but it's literally one chip below 39. It's closer to 39.
Like it made a difference.
Yeah.
It was a big shove.
It just like Jax's massive 5-handed tower and Jax's massive blind on blind. Like, you just want to get value from our hand. You want to be able to induce some shoves from our opponent once we raise. So that's all in here, blind on blind.
All folding.
Shoves the king for 15.
Matt's on a mill. Blinds at 60k. 30-minute clock. 30k ante. So dealer change and off we go again. Blinds 30-60, 5 players left, you can see him there. King 4 for Vidus. Alright, mixing it up. This is called mixing it up. Bet of 135. Pass. Patrick's showing ace. He's been doing that with his chips for half an hour.
Well, the thing is, Patrick's just,
I love it,
getting involved a lot, Tower, so I can't see him fold here.
No, he's cold.
With the ace-9.
Yeah, it's cold.
He's been very, very active, has Patrick. And George coming in for free bet here. Out of the big blind. Haven't seen much free betting from George here, so I'm going to say this is more value heavy, Tower. Really haven't seen much free betting going from George, but it's not 3 deuce suited, one for the fans. Love to see it. He's got the chip lead, and to be honest with you, to be honest with you, Tower, it's great. If he's doing it for the reasons that Matt Davenport is sitting there with 15 big blinds, and it's a disaster for these two to bust before them, and he's applying pressure to these stacks, it's genius from George with any two there. If that's the thought process of him, fair play. He knows he's the big stack, and he knows these are the two middling stacks, and Matt's sitting there with 15 bigs, so just applying pressure to Vidas and Patrick, and if that's the case, very well played there from George. I have seen no light free bets from him, all final table, and then I don't even think we've seen a free bet other than the ace-king shove twice from George.
Do you show the 3 deuce?
Probably not, but fair play to him showing it.
Michael with the ace-king.
So Michael makes it 1-4-5, just sub 2.5x, gets it through with the ace-king. But yeah, if George is doing it specifically because it was the second and third place in that pot, it's very good from him. I know we don't have any like removal, but if he's aware that these two can't be getting involved too much, being second and third in chips with the ladders as juicy as they are now, like it's an 8k ladder coming up, and if George is really applying pressure because of that, then fair play to the man. It's good poker. Or maybe he's just been watching Rigby over the WSOP. Thought if he can do it, why can't I? So Matt opening the King Jack, and Patrick with King 10 in the cutoff. Not going to let this one go. Opts to free bet to 400k. Patrick continuing the aggression, even though he's sitting second in chips. Not fussed about ladders, perhaps. Just happy to amp up the aggression on this FT. And Matt here going to have to fold the King Jack tower. There's just not much we can do as Matt Davenport, but let this one go. And there is the lay down from Matt, and nice play from Patrick with a King 10.
£8 for £400 for 9. That's 9 prizes, 8 into grand final, and a £4 voucher.
So we're on 5. If you're tuning in, this is the Midi final. We're on 5 players. Chris Trick, the last person out.
Patrick defending the 10-8. Jack 9-8 rainbow. So dummy and gutter for George, 1 over card. Bottom pair up and down for Patrick. Check, check. To the turn is the Queen of Hearts. So lovely turn here for Patrick, turning Queen high straight. Comes out firing and George gets out of the way.
Prize pool running across the bottom, £324,500. First place, 78.1, 55.4. We'll update the players who have finished 6th and 7th. 6th was Damien. Sorry, 6th was Trish, 7th was Damien.
It's Michael, 25
We're on
bigs.
5.
Gonna want to be opening here. Raises to 135. Ace deuce here from Matt on the button. I think against some cut-off opens, if it wasn't Matt on his right, he might take this. But I just think against Michael, he's less inclined to shove the ace deuce here. Just because how tight Michael's been. I think if it was Patrick opening, well, I know it wouldn't be Patrick opening because of the seat draw, but in another world, if Patrick was on his right and it was Patrick opening, he'd take that spot with the ace deuce, but rightly so, making the fold there. Player dependent, Michael probably going to be a bit more weighted towards good range of hands. So Michael checking back turn after smashing this flop with top 2. Queen of diamonds on the turn. And George not taking the bait and now want to start betting here as Michael. Trying to get value from our aces and jacks, but not going to get any in this situation.
So we're on 5 players. In C number 3, Michael Dunleavy, local lad. Plays a lot in London. First GUKPT big event final. Matt Davenport from the northwest is on fire. Is Matt Davenport in 2021. Fourth in the 1K. Fourth in the 1K last week for 60,000. The old Mac lad. There's another Mac lad at the bar. Dan Charlton. Back playing poker is Matt Davenport, on form. 2 finals in a week ain't bad. Patrick D, do think as Jay was saying, won the Mini in July here in London for £50,000. George Robinson, a new player to us in C8. There he is, looking down at his cards. Chip leader in 5.4 mil. Wendover's finest. And Vidas Suriunas had a few good results as Vidas. Winner of 2 25-25s, 1 in Leicester, 1 in Bournemouth. Competent guy is Ovidas. They're the 5 that are playing. Question about the satellite. For example, if someone were to shove 60,000 and get called by 55 stack, he wins a seat for getting over the 100,000. What happens to the 15,000? It's split between the rest of the players on the table. What I would like to see, I don't know, I'm not sure if it's possible, but just put the remaining chips into the pot for the next hand. I'm not sure if that's a viable thing, but yeah. At this moment in time, the chips get divided equally amongst the remaining players at the table. But I'm not too sure. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was just wondering. I wonder if they could just put the X's into the pot for the next hand. Might create a bit of action. Might make somebody else another ticket. Yeah, long day for these players, but when you're walking home with chunks, you don't mind missing out on sleep. You don't mind missing out on sleep at all. Yeah, there are cash out satellites, and obviously there's the normal satellites as well, where you don't cash out and you just win the seats when enough players get eliminated. Absolutely. £78,000 up top, you don't mind missing out on a bit of sleep, do you? Jay has just nipped off for his supper. So So he'll be back in 10 or 15 minutes time after he's got himself a bit of fuel. No, Thomas, that's not allowed at the moment. What about the player who wins the ticket, plays on with the excess chips with the opportunity to win a second ticket? Not allowed at the moment. Because then it'd be like playing twice. So yeah, it's at the moment you get to 100k, you stand up, the chips, remaining chips over the 100,000 are disputed around the table, and you walk away with your ticket. Maybe it's something they already thought about and didn't think it was the right thing to do. Not too sure myself. I totally agree. I like what you're saying regarding the second ticket, and you're still in the hand, still in the game. Yeah. Jay says this should finish at 3:30. With the blinds at 153, I do believe. That's what Jay said. We have a lot of poker left in front of us, so don't forget, if you do go to bed and you can't watch the ending, don't forget we will be recording all the live stream as always, and it will be on YouTube for you to watch back from wherever you left it tomorrow. The team will then return on Wednesday. Nine, 5 king, 7 on the river for Patrick, who bets out. I know George likes a call, but ace high in this situation. He does call with ace high to see what he's got on the 7 hits for Patrick. What happens when multiple players get all in with one player winning the 200k pot? I suppose it's possible, but a 200k pot would need 2-3 players on 70k plus. Unless it's aces versus kings. But yeah, it's possible. Then I would leave it up to the staff, and I wouldn't know. Unless the same thing happens. The 100k goes to the winner of the hand, and the rest of the chips are remaining go around the table. And if that takes you over 100,000, you then win a ticket as well. But if you work out the satellite strategy, if you're on 90,000 and you need 10,000 to get there, you don't tangle with somebody else who's on 90,000. Border Collie staying up with it. Good stuff. So flop time, Vidas and George. George chip leader on 5.5 mil. Raised by Vidas and a call. King, Queen, 7. George takes the lead. The bet and a call. The Queen of Clubs is one of the burn cards. He's just flicked it into the. King Queen. Sorry, King Queen 7. One of the burn cards has hit the cards. Hit one of the boxes. The flop. There you go. Sorry about that. Riders bets and wins the hand. Yeah, it was the burn card that hit one of the squares. Lines 48. We're on 5 players. This is what we've got next week. As you can see, the Midi day 2 is about to get the old tick. And then next week, Wednesday, starting at 12:30 on the live stream, the UK 6 max with 6 players left. The heads up will follow after that with 4 players left, and then the Haymaker sit and go with David Hay playing a invitational. That will start after the heads up. So we've got 3 events on the Wednesday, and then grand final day 1A, day 1B, day 2, and the final day next Sunday, finishing off a fantastic return of the GUKPT and the live streaming from Card Room Direct. And don't forget, day 1B, Christmas jumper day. Has anyone hit a royal flush ever in this tournament? Yes. I think did Mikey Clark win with the royal flush? Or was it like, put it really... There's about 4 left. Mikey Clark in Bolton hit a royal flush, and the guy at the bottom end. And all the chips went in. I remember years and years ago, Roland DeWolf flopped one. I don't think anybody's hit one this tournament. We would have heard about it. And nobody's had quad over quads playing cash, because the bad beat jackpot currently stands at £330,000. The Queens of Michael get out flopped by Vidas in seat number 8, or seat number 9. He's in 8 and 9. Well, this should be a bet now from Vidas. It doesn't. It goes check, check. It goes check, check. We need a bet now on the river. So he bets, and the call. And he shows the king. Looks like a bet of something like 225, is it? It is indeed. Michael Coles drops down to 1.1 mil. So the cards come out yet again. 5 players left. Chris Trick, the last man out. I think George is now waiting for a bit of short stack action. The money for the remaining 5 scrolling along the bottom. Hi Michelle, this is the final table, we're down to 5. Six, 5, 3. Flop is checked. King of diamonds on the turn. Patrick moves ahead. A better 220,000. Riders calls. Rivers and 9 of diamonds. Don't think the back door flush should worry Patrick too much. There goes check, check. Patrick's going to show the king. That was supper, young man.
Oh, lovely.
I'll
recommend the house burger if anyone's here.
There you go. Did you get bacon with it?
Yeah.
Mine was missing.
Was it?
Yes.
I think I got double bacon. That makes sense.
Oh well, thanks. Yeah. There must have been a piece of bacon sat there thinking, who's that? Yeah, it was Towers.
I'm locked in now, guys, to the night.
Awesome.
For the rest of the night. A little 15, get some food down, mate, and we are back and ready. Still 5-handed, I see. Missed much tower? Any chip fluctuation between players?
No, not really. Vidus and Patrick just got involved, but not too big.
I see Michael's, when I left, he had about 1.5 mil. Blinds now 40k, 80k, and Michael shoving the Jack 6 suited for 12 big blinds. Yes, Michelle, this is the final table.
Yeah,
you done that? Chat up to date then.
How many cash tables do we have running? 14. 14.
Probably, I bet it's the most in the UK if it's the most in London. Yeah, there you are.
And still we've not lost the bad beat jackpot. Nobody wants £330,000 split between them all. Nobody.
Yeah.
Between 6 and 6 every day in any card room in the United Kingdom. Grosvenor related. We reckon we've dealt 1.2 million hands since it last went.
Said.
Is it really? It's supposed to go every 92,000. So like 11x. Wow.
We run the odds. It's every 92,000.
So Matt's got 7 bigs.
Michael's short as
Michael's got 11. George is waiting patiently. I think the rate of ICM's coming into it now.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, though, George is a chip lead. It shouldn't really affect him. This is the time that he can really start going after Patrick and Vidas Tower with Mike and Matt sitting there with sub 15 bigs both. He can really go after Patrick and Vidas. But then again, you can only go after them if they know the strategy and know that it's terrible for them to bust. Because if they're still going to get involved, then it could be bad for us.
Six, 7 deuce, the latest flop. Vidas flops bottom pair, but Michael takes the lead, hitting top pair.
I don't think Michael's got cards in front of him, Tower.
Oh, Michael hasn't got cards. Well, Michael would have taken the lead, but he's not in the hand.
I bet your mod says Terry Jordan and Bousey both on the FT for the £500 one day.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. Bousey is such a consistent player. 3 years on the trot, he's won packages. So the 2 actually plays for Vidas. He's got the ticket, he goes check, check. And George skims them in the muck. Vidas up to 2.5 mil.
Not sure why got no cards.
Michael Dunleavy, local lad, raises up to 175. Dan Sampson's on the final table as well. Come back to that. Thanks for the information, Mick.
finds a pair, so he's all in with the
They're all in.
sevens.
George gets out of the way. Vidas, Queen 5, won't be calling. It's round 2. Michael, Ace 8 suited. Now then, if he had more chips, I think it would have been a call. But I don't think he's going to be putting his 500k.
He's going to call tower.
Half his stack.
I think he's going to call.
He's not calling. He's not calling. Get your pound out.
Get a pound out. It's 7 big blinds, tower. We're 5-handed.
Get your pound out.
We've got ace 8 suited. Matt's going to be shoving some queen highs, king highs,
Get your
some
pound out.
ace 7 through ace deuce, pocket pairs, king queens, like all these types of
Get
hands.
your pound out.
Maybe because if we double Matt up, it's bad because we then go to. We'd have like 6 big blinds. Okay, there's a quid tower.
Focus on camera so bad can't see hands or cards. Give you a Twitch a refresh.
Yeah, it's fine on my
because
Twitch.
it's absolutely perfect on Jay's laptop. Just give your refresh.
Just make you aware, guys, we're going to go on break in a half hour's time.
Are we?
Yep.
Hopefully it's mended now, Jules, and you are back with us. You're back in the game. So the one day is at the final table. Thanks for making the mod, for giving us Darcy, Fuad Serhan, Dan Sampson, Teddy Jordan, Aran Niat, Amir Dan Danford, David G, Vijayan Nagarajan, Aaron Woodcock for the final. Thank you very much.
So Vidas opening on the button.
Yeah, I think the ace 8 was very player dependent.
So Vidas raise and take. And I think that these blinds are going to be up now, 50k, 100k level.
Oi, oi. I don't know the payout structure for the one day. We'll try and get it for you.
Well, it had 140 entries. It was a £500 up.
Here we go.
So
Here we go.
I reckon it'll be over 20k up top in that.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon.
Wow. You could ask Dan for the payout structure.
I'll go find out.
He will give it you. I also think it's a case that Michael and Matt both look at each other's stacks and they're more or less the same, and they're both probably inside hoping that one of them busts out to a big stack, because theoretically one of those two should be out next. Looking at the stacks, Michael's got 920,000, Matt has got 600,000, and in theory it will be one of the shorter stacks going out next, but as we know, it doesn't always happen that way. $25-25s. Oh, look at that, I'm looking down. Wishing my bacon was on my burger, but it's not. Newcastle, Walsall, Leeds, Bury New Road and Luton for the 25-25s.
I made a rookie error.
Rookie error, big one.
Big one. I added the juice to the prize pool. I times 500s by 140, got me 70 and 2. Just under 16k, I think it is. 15 something. I saw 15. So between 15 and 16k up top in that one. Nice little payday for someone.
Very nice indeed.
Is that Timberlake in the chat asking that question?
Terry Jordan might break even.
He's had a fair few bullets, old Terry.
Five left in the Midi. Live streaming all the way through until we crown a champ.
Don't worry if you have got to go to bed.
Yes.
Will be uploaded to YouTube for tomorrow.
It will.
Me and Tower will be here till finish.
They do indeed get a trophy. Nice shiny trophy.
It happened, Scott. It happens.
That burger was a bit heavy.
Yeah, it was. It was nice though. It was actually really, really nice. Lots of flavour. Only good flops for Patrick here, and George's flop top pair. Love George's check behind here with a king 3. But he's gonna do 2 streets now to Patrick for sure. Especially after checking this one back on the flop. We're just going to go call here always as George, unless the river's like a jack or 10. Well, there is a jack on the end. George makes the call. And these two now, very similar stacks.
So around about 20 past, we go for a break. Can we see the trophy? Says Border. We won't see it until it's on the final table, or the feature table, when we get heads up.
Yep.
It's in a cupboard somewhere. But you will get to see it at some point.
So George completing in the small, and Vidas suited ace in the big blind. Going to bump this one up, Tower. Oh, he's going to check his option. Actually, yeah, I like this. Thinking about it, of course. Matt and Michael sitting there, sub 10 bigs each. It's just bad for us to get involved against the chip leader, and Stack be in the middle and Stack as Vider. So we want to be playing very passively and only getting it in with nut holdings.
Check. Pairs on the turn. Bet and a call. This will probably go check. And we're going to chop it up. I've got an ace, yeah, me too. I've got a 4, I've got a 3. Let's chop it up. You gotta pump it. If you want to see the second half of the schedule for this week, I'm still looking down, wondering where my bacon is on my burger. Tomorrow, Monday the 29th, as you can see there, the PLO 456 1100 pounder. Starting at 6. Jay's going to be playing that. I'll probably nip into with my pom-poms, stand behind him for half an hour. I'll be doing the old, you know, the name calling. Give me a J.
That's it.
What you got? The high roller satellite is on at 9. And then on Tuesday, the high roller satellite is on at 12. The high roller is on at 2. And the seniors is on at 6 on Tuesday evening. And then Wednesday we return to the live streaming of the 6 max, the 6 max, the heads up, and the haymaker. That's what we're doing on the Wednesday, and then the grand final on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and finish on the Sunday.
So George raising it up with a 7 deuce, making it 2.3x. Vidas here with King Queen suited. Gonna make the call. Michael here working with 7 big blinds.
Adam says, Jay, will Sam Trickett be playing the same tournament as you?
No
I don't
comment.
think Sam Trickett's in the building.
I don't think he's even in the country.
Hey, Gary. Yes, this is the final table, Gary. It is indeed. Johnny has been waiting for you all evening. Yes, this is the final 5 players. Michael Dunleavy, Matt Davenport, Patrick D, George Robinson, and Vidas Siriunas.
Lovely little 6 of clubs on the turn for the King Queen of clubs of Vidas. And George continuing to fire here, putting pressure on with the 7 deuce. Oh, I want this to come river that's not a club, and see if George goes for it. I'd love it. So Vidas just going to call here, Tower. Should just be calling. Oh, he's moved all in. He's moved all in. Wow. Like, George has actually got a hand there. It's so bad for us with Matt and Michael sitting there so short. Look at our stack. When there's a 7 big and 5 big blind stack, it's an 8k ladder. I think it's like a 20k ladder of these 2 busts. He's just not fussed about the pay jumps. Some players aren't. They're fussed about winning it outright.
Scrolling along the bottom, Gary, are the buy-ins, the entries, and the prize pool and the prizes. 78,190. 55.49 for second. 33,390. 20,030. And the next out will get 12,090. As you see there, Chris Trick, 7,950 about 90 minutes ago. Damien Pilkington Lewis, 6,040. Cully Sidhu in 8th. And in 9th, Aria Sarkisic for 3,820.
A brutal one for Aria. It was at the SFT.
I know it was, yes. It was
really,
2
really
hands
brutal.
done. Two hands done.
Raising take for Patrick.
And who was it? Jamie Nixon had £1,000 on at 200 to 1.
£1,000.
Maybe a fiver.
Yeah, £6.89 he said he got on.
£6.89?
Yeah, I think to return 1,500.
Okay.
Something like that. George opening the Jack 10 of hearts.
So George with 10 Jack raising under the gun. King Jack looks down. Michael, maybe
Yeah,
could be shoved.
it's just because Matt's sitting there with 3 big blinds,
Yeah,
Tower. That's
exactly.
all it is. Matt's sitting there with 3 bigs, and he's not going to take that spot there.
Yeah.
I'll let Tower answer that one, Gary.
What's that? After the flop, Ace King 7 is the flop. Check, check. Pat should bet out now. If she does, then that will do it. Gary says, how many's in the team with Jay and Tower? Where the answer was 5. We have Andy Boo, the owns Cardroom Direct.
Oh, I won't actually. I did include the boss because and the boss.
Well, to be fair, he don't do much.
Yeah.
He just owns the gaff.
I meant 5 in the team and one boss. That's it. But
Andy Booth, head of cardroomdirect.com, with all the streaming equipment and the fantastic pictures that we have, sorted it all out, gets the tables, he even makes the tables, he's that good. And every time we go home we give him a list of things to do, because he's a doer. He's an absolute top boss. He's Andy Booth is the lad. PK does also social media, and every time something goes wrong we shout PK because we don't know what to do.
yeah,
It's true. It's a true story. Every time something goes wrong, we shout PK, and that's it. And then the action tracker is split between Dave and Simon. Dave is on the action tracker, and the action tracker is sat behind that telly you see there. That's why the dealer's got the headphones on, and the dealer relays the action with the bet sizes, the folding, what's happening on the table to the action tracker, and all the graphics on the left hand side of the TV are all inputted by Dave or Simon. So yes, and then there's us two.
just sitting here,
Just
drinking
sitting
tea
here,
all day,
talking drivel,
eating sweets,
talking
drinking tea.
drivel, talking sense, and having a lot of fun with you guys. That's exactly what we do, and it's the best show in the world.
Yeah.
And we always say it, and we always have a good time, and we put on a good show because Andy always improves things all the time in the background. You don't see him very often, but he's always thinking, and he's always telling us, always, can we do this, shall we do that, shall we input the cams? Why not? I've had to slim down because we're on camera. He says we get a camera tower, get weight off, and I did. So yes, so that's what we do. We're a 5-man team sometimes, but we bring you the best coverage around the Britain.
Me and Tower get a lot of the praise, but wouldn't be able to do it without their work behind the scenes. It's as simple as that. We wouldn't have a clue. Here we go. We got
What's
an all
happening?
in. We got an all in.
What's happening? Uh-oh.
Matt Davenport shoving for 6
Oh,
big
Vidus
blinds
has
with
folded the
ace-9.
exact same hand as well. Oh my days. Matt has folded the exact same hand. Oh, Vidus, don't say anything. Don't you hate it when they say, I folded ace-9?
yeah.
Oh my days. Dina's looking on. We have a flop. King 8 Queen.
No help.
No help.
Oh, we got
Oi,
a counterfeit out.
Oh
Tower.
no, you
Imagine.
never double up with a king, do you?
Imagine.
Oh my scenes.
King or an ace. Oh,
It's
6
not.
of clubs. We're going to lose Matt Davenport from the tournament.
What a run.
Great run from Matt.
What a run.
2 FTs already this week in monster field. So fair play to that man. He's come back with a bang this year. He's been missing for a few years. We haven't seen him, but he's come back and he's showed us he's still got the skills.
Michael has fist pumped inside.
Michael is loving that tower.
Michael Dunleavy has just seen the short stack go out and not double up.
Little extra 8 grand just in Michael's pocket, just like that.
I think they're talking breaks, guys.
Well, this level's got 13 minutes left, tower, just under. So they might be thinking about...
There's a break in 12 minutes,
Yeah,
I've just been told.
there you are. Unscheduled. So Matt taking £12,090. Everyone locked up 20k now.
There is a break in 12 minutes. Michael Dunleavy has just laddered up a little bit more. Matt Davenport, 2 finals on the trot in big events. The 1K chopped it 5th in the Midi. And as you can see, scrolling along the bottom, what it means to Michael.
There's a 4-handed poker now. Patrick raising to 225.
So £20,000 and £30 locked up.
Michael not defending the 10-8. Going to preserve his 5 big blind stack. Oh, would have flopped 2 pair. Michael's thinking, oh. Look at the face, you can see it. You can see it on Michael. A little wry smile coming out of him. And Patrick continuing, and Vidas going to have a hard time continuing with 5s on this board, and just opts to get out of the way.
So at 20 past, there'll be a short break. Don't know if it's 10 or 15 minutes. But we'll...
It's great to see so many of you still watching at this time as well.
I've been told it's literally a fag break. 5 minutes. So we'll leave the pictures on. We won't even go to a break clip. We'll leave the table as it is. There's no point in putting a break on. The guys will be going for a 5-minute cigarette break at 20 past.
Yeah, Gary, we'll be here till the end.
We are.
The thing is, the clock's now 30 minutes, so levels, like every session, we should be going through 4 levels. When we come back after the break, it's going to be the 50k, 150k level, which means there's only around 80 bigs in play. So average stack's going to be down to 20 bigs for the first time all tournament. Had to happen eventually.
Absolutely. There has to be an ending. We are going to the end.
So Vidas takes that one with the 8. Oh no, Patrick's cards have just appeared. Ace-9, defending. Lovely flop here for Vidas. 7-4 deuce rainbow when you got pocket 8s. Love to see this overpair to the board. And opts to continue. And should be calling once here, Patrick. But just cuts out a heap of black chips and snap raises to 600k.
Why have you done that, he says?
Just random raise with the
Love to see a jam over the top here.
To be honest, this is great from Patrick Tower. If he's doing it because of Michael's stack size, and he's saying to Vidas, I can bust you, I've got you covered. It's like a, what, 12k pay jump now? So it's still
20 to 33,
yeah, it's 13k pay jump. So he's basically saying to Vidas, like, it's terrible for you to bust in this spot. So I'm just going to apply maximum pressure, and if you want to go with it, then go with it. But you shouldn't be, because you got someone over there who's going to bust before you almost always, and there's 13 grand in your back pocket if you wait for him to bust. So Patrick just applying max pressure here against Vidas. But we saw Vidas shove the king-queen suited when Matt and Michael were both in there. So Vidas might just have no fear, Tower.
Whoa, he's moved all in. Oh, have some of them cojones. How do you like them apples, he says.
No fear, absolute no fear. He's not fussed about ladders. He just wants to win this. He just literally wants to win this comp. He really is not fussed about the money, I don't think, Tower, or ladders. Wow. And do you know what? Michael's sitting there and he's going, call, please call one time. Just call, give me a little sweat.
Come on, there's 13k.
I know, yeah.
It's 13k for gold.
Michael is praying for a call. I know we can see it's never happening, but Michael's sitting there thinking, just make a call one time, please.
Vidas is loving it now. He is loving it. He knows it's in front. He knows it's in front. And he ain't getting a call. And that's a big pot for Vidas. How do you like them apples, he says. And Michael sat there thinking, damn.
Look at this, 40 bigs, 40 bigs, 40 bigs, 5 bigs.
There were no ICM thinking in that hand. Love it.
That's the thing, it's pointless applying ICM pressure to middling stacks tower if they're not fussed about it. And that's the thing, like people talk about all the time in tournaments and final tables, ICM this, ICM that, and that's all you ever hear when you're at a final table, but it means nothing if someone doesn't care. If they're unaware of it, or if they're not fussed and they're not fussed about ladders or the amount of buy-ins they're making or how much they're making in equity each time they fold, they're just playing for the win, and then it throws the whole thing out the window. So Michael finds a spot to get it in, and Vilas is going to have to call tower because he's already got 2 big blinds invested. It's only 3 bigs more. Has to call.
Michael's going to get a double. I'm thinking double. So Michael has a chance to double up and get himself back in the game to 1.2 mil. And a bit more breathing space.
So flop.
King, 3, queen.
Oh no.
You are joking.
Oh, ace from space on the turn. It's never over.
Oh,
it is never over. King or a 6. And it's a 9 of clubs. So there's the double for Michael. You see that flop, you think you're out the door, but he's right back in it. 12 big blinds now for Michael. You think it's game over. Your chair's pushed back, you're standing up, sit back down. Yeah, looking forward to it tomorrow. Gary's going to be nice to have a little day off, little break from comms. So looking forward to Omaha tomorrow. I'll see you in the field, mate. Good luck. Wishing you the best, just not against me. So Vilas going to defend here. We're going to go three-way with the 3 big stacks. Michael's hoping for some dirty cooler. Thanks, John. Much appreciated, mate. It'd be great to have an FT with Gary.
Absolutely. 5-2 Jack. Heading towards the 5-minute break. We'll have a quick run downstairs and then we'll be back with the coffee.
Good bit of fresh air. So one more hand and then
we're going to leave the pictures on. We're going to leave the pictures on. We will not turn the pictures off. You'll see an empty table, but they'll all be coming back in 5 minutes. So we're not going to put a break clip on. We're not going to put any adverts on or anything like that. we are going to just leave it an empty table. Somebody will come in and say, "What's happening?" Bound to. Somebody's bound to say, "What's happening?" Well, obviously, they're going on a 5-minute break. We'll get the chip counts up. Well, the chip counts are on every player, but
we'll run the ticket.
There are 4 there, but they will have an updated exact chip count at the break. That's what you'll probably see in the 5 minutes. And this looks like being the last hand if there's any action.
Yeah, a minute and a half tower, so likely to be the last hand. Well, it's gone fold. So Vidus blind on blind here. Gonna raise it up versus Michael.
George checking his phone. Wendover Cricket Club still up.
Yeah, Michael's just going to rip here with the Ace Jack tower. This is lovely for us that we got the raise from Vidus. He's going to be all in, and Vidus will be getting out of the way.
Quick stare, but that will be it.
Well, if he takes longer than 40 seconds, we'll be on break. If he doesn't, we're going to get one more hand in.
We have a king in his hand, but he ain't calling a million chips. He wants to count. He might have looked down at the clock to see that there's 40 seconds on the clock, and I want my 5-minute break now. I don't think he's calling a million. Third with stack to call. Nope. We are on a 5-minute break. Literally 5 minutes. That's for me to go that way to get a coffee and be back in 5. See you then. We'll just leave the pictures on. Back in 5.
No, 5 minutes. Where did you find that Eastern Club? I don't know, mate. I don't know, mate. It's like... Training. I've training 4 hours. It needs to be finished in 4 hours. I try my best, brother. I'm the same as you. I can't wait to do it. Finish that. Give me the book, man. I'm just going to move him like separate. 2468. 2468.
Yeah.
I didn't need a coffee, so I decided to come back. Literally went downstairs, come back, here we go. So who's going to win it? Who is going to take it down? They're just moving the players around to give a little bit of room for the players around around the stacks. Let's have a quick gander of what we're going to be doing. There you can see we're going to get a tick, whoop, tick on the mini main day 2 when we finish. Whatever time we finish, whenever we finish, then it is what it is. But we've got the 6 max. We've got Monday, Tuesday off. And I've promised myself to do 20,000 steps tomorrow because I've not had any exercise. I've had no golf. I've not done anything. We're doing 20,000 steps tomorrow. And we're going to have a nice walk around. It's going to be cold and crisp in London. So I've decided we're going to get out all day. I'm going to come into the casino to watch CRJ's going on in the 1K Omaha. But we've got Monday off. Then Tuesday might play the seniors. If not, we're definitely back here because we're working Wednesday. The 6 max starts at 12. The heads up starts straight after the 6 max, and then the haymaker will be on after the heads up. So we've got 3 live streams on Wednesday, and then it's grand final day. The grand final weekend, when Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Friday is Christmas jumper day. I've got to go shopping for a Christmas jumper. So it's Christmas jumper day on Friday. So I'll get PK to bring me one down in extra big size. So we're here till the end. Alex Everson has come to join us. Thanks, Alex, watching on Facebook. And Callum says George is going to win it. That's what he reckons. So yes, me too. This is the schedule for the rest of the week. As you can see there, Monday, the high roller Omaha, the side roller satellites, the satellites on the Tuesday, the high roller itself at 2 o'clock, and then the seniors at 6. Might play the seniors. We'll see how we go. And then on Wednesday, as we said, the 6 max, the heads up and the haymaker live streamed on this table, and then the main event, the grand final, the 2K grand final of the final event of 2021. And what a return it has been. Cardroom Direct, GUKPT, all the team, everybody have been amazing. It's been, you players out there have been just fantastic, because without you guys turning up, the GUKPT is never what it is, and everybody's turned up. The numbers have been insane. They've been absolutely crazy all year, and we're expecting 750,000 maybe in the prize pool for that event. And then obviously when we leave, there's still plenty of poker to go on, because we've got the 25-25s. 4 25-25 weekends. We've got the Newcastle and Walsall on 9th to the 12th of December, and then Leeds, Bury New Road and Luton on the 16th to the 19th. Leeds, Bury New Road, playing in Leeds, playing in Manchester. Day 2, playing in Leeds, with 2 prize pools added together. If that works, there'll be more of them next year, because I do know that I think there's one being talked about in Scotland already, with Aberdeen, Dundee, Edinburgh and Glasgow. So that Jay's back.
I'm back on time. We haven't started yet.
Absolutely.
I made it.
Jay's back. Court's off. He's staying. And we're just about to start with the table, so we'll get over to the table. The final 4 players have slightly moved round, so it makes for better viewing. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, everybody. A lot of people rooting for George. The cricket club are still watching.
Yeah, Michael now in 2, 1.5 million. Patrick in 4 now with 5 million. George is in 6 with 3.3 million, and Vidas is in 8 with 3.1 million. So there's the stack sizes for you guys. Patrick, our chip leader. Michael, our short stack.
Come on, George, says Lee.
off we go. So next break's going to be at 3:30 in the morning. No more unscheduled breaks for the feature. So 4 30-minute levels for this session.
Blinds are 50, 150. No talks of any deals if anybody asks, because obviously we have a shorty on the left hand side who doubled up just before the break. And if you want to know the price, across the bottom, the eliminations are running across the bottom with the prizes for the 4 people still in. £20,000 locked up. £20,000 used to be for a win.
Vidus, ace-2 suited, raising it up, making it 300. Brian's now 50k, 150k, and Michael should be all in here tower, and he is. And Vidus, ace-2 suited, not going to be able to call this one off, unfortunately for us.
Folds his suited ace. Michael's up to 2 mil. As easy as that. 16 big blinds now. £20,030 next out. Matt Davenport's just gone for 12,090. Chris Trick, Damien Pilkington, Lewis Cully Sidhu and Aria Sarkishik making up the final. Well done everybody.
Vidus with a 9-7 suited.
4 players left. Here till the end. If you're not here till the end, don't forget you can watch it and re-watch it tomorrow on YouTube. If you've not seen the end, don't check social media for the spoilers.
It's still great that we got over 300 people watching at this time.
Absolutely, it's 1:30 in the morning.
Great to see that still many of you tuned in watching this one close out.
To be fair, it's midday in Sydney, so
true.
So it's not too bad for some people. Sounds like Swifty's on the wine. Yep.
One word answer. I think everyone's drinking out there, to be honest. You're goodwill punting. Everyone's having a few drinks at the bar.
It's 8:32 PM in Boston. Afternoon, Craig. Oh, good evening. Craig Goddard. It's 8:32 in Boston. If you're in Boston, not just picking up a time zone. Can Tower see the Facebook Live comments? Yes, Robert. Robert says his matchsticks are keeping his eyes open. Good lad. Good to have you on board. But if you do have to leave us, don't forget you can watch it tomorrow on YouTube. It's always recorded and it's uploaded straight away, so you will be able to re-watch it. A lot of the players watch the final table back that have been on it. Vidus for the win, says Craig Goddard. Yeah, it's always best live, but if you do want to watch it and don't know the result, don't check social media, because we are very good at social media and the result will be on there. Plus anybody that wants to post about themselves.
So blind on blind here, Michael working with 12 bigs and he's found a king, so this should be going in tower as the short stack at the table. Well, I say should, but Michael just opted to raise this one.
The final call lines, they are Sattler, Stacey, will be receiving
Patrick
for the
going to make the
first
call with the King Jack. And Patrick flopping best on the Jack 10 of 3 board. Almost locoed this hand now, just fading, running 8-9 and running 7s. And Michael opts for the continue, and Patrick just snapped all in. And Michael has to get out of the way, leaving him with 7 big blinds.
It's 4:30 in Moscow, says Ian Roberts, watching on YouTube.
Wow.
I bet it's cold in Moscow.
I bet it's freezing.
That's one thing I will know, is that it's cold in Moscow. But tell it, but we've had some cold weather in the UK this weekend, and we've had a lot of wind. And one of the saddest pictures I saw this week was Formby Golf Club, which is an absolutely amazing golf club in near Southport and Liverpool. 16 trees down on the 17th hole, which was so sad to see. 60 and 70 foot trees just laying flat.
So Michael gets it in with the ace 10. George, king 6 suited, asking for a count. It's only a 7 big blind shove. George announces call.
We have an all-in situation for Michael with 1.1 mil.
And Michael Dunleavy at risk. 4-handed here. George with the king 6 suited. And does pick up extra outs. 7 would now do the job, as well as a king or a 6. 7 to dead it. Well, double gutted now. Any sweats about 3, 7, 6, king. And it's the 8 of clubs, so the ace 10 gets the double.
And Michael, for his patience, is right back in the mix. He is right back in the mix, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, George now the shorty tower.
Wow.
George now the short stack. Look at this.
Right back in the mix. Ryan Mandara, he's not on the final table of the one day, is he?
No, he's not.
Is he rooting for somebody? Or just want some TV time?
I think he might be in the cash out satellite still in the tower.
Oh, right, okay. Of course, that's still going on. Wow. You get free hot water and heating in Moscow.
I've heard you're not meant to have chewing gum or a mint either.
Why?
Because it really does something to your mouth, like the mint,
wow.
and the cold air or something.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, something about that.
Wow.
Something about mints. I remember someone telling me years ago.
Yeah. I saw the was it Dynamo Kiev that played the other day, and it was like -8 and 6 foot of snow everywhere.
Yeah.
Playing in the afternoon because they can't play in the evening. Good to have you on board, watching wherever you are in the world.
So Patrick raising the button with 9-3. Up to half the chips in play now, Patrick. Patrick won our first event of the year back in July, the Midi here in London, over 800 runners. Patrick won that for 50 grand. He's looking for a Midi title to put to his name now.
It's only about -5 in Moscow. I'm guessing the later it gets in the winter, the colder it gets. It's forecast to be -5 in England this year, today. In parts of the United Kingdom, it's supposed to get to -5. We are heads up to the flop. Vidas and Michael. We are 400 to a champion.
-2 in Blackpool now, says John.
There you go. It was -1 in London tonight. Fresh. Do we know where these guys are from? Michael is a local lad. He plays in London a lot. He plays. All his caches on the database are all from London. They're all everywhere around the London area. He's from London. I don't know where Vidas. I think Vidas is based. I think he's based around Reading.
Okay.
I do think.
And I think George is definitely outside the boundaries of London.
Yes. Yeah, George Robinson plays for Wendover cricket team. Now, whether he's from Wendover, I'm not too sure. But
he looks like a cricketer, to be honest. He looks like he could play
he
some
look
cricket.
like a cricketer.
He's just got like that tall, like slender build, like a cricketer. That's basically other than Freddie Flintoff. That's what most cricketers look like.
So he could be from Aylesbury or Buckinghamshire area if he plays for Wendover. Somebody let us know. Where's George from? And I don't know too much about Patrick.
I don't think any of them are Ansharat. I'm not sure if any of them are. I know Michael plays a lot on the tour, but I'm not sure if he has like a business on the side. He does support the tour a lot, but I'm not sure who's the pros at this table and who are the recreationals.
Robert Stewart on. So a bit of 150, that should be the end of the hand because Michael won't be putting any more chips in. Rob Stewart on Facebook said it's -2 in County Durham. What a lovely city Durham is, by the way. Have you ever been to Durham?
No.
Do yourself a favour, take a trip to Durham.
Okay.
Lovely. Are these guys all pros, says Ant Sherratt? Vidas plays a lot of poker. Don't know whether he classes himself as a poker professional, but I think most people will have jobs these days. Rob Henderson said it's +30 under his duvet. We like that one. We like that one. So George is a Wendover boy, so down in Buckinghamshire. There he is. So there we go. Vidas lives in Weston-super-Mare.
Ah.
That's supposed to be a nice place as well, Weston. It's supposed to be really nice.
So Michael here, ace on the button. This should be it for him. Tower for 13 big blinds. Should be going in here as Michael. He's just not opting to shove these spots. He's more inclined to open them. And action on George with the 10-8. Just going to get out of the way. So raise and take from Michael.
So we worked out it's pretty chilly unless you're under a duvet. what the guys are playing for and where people have finished on this final table are scrolling across the bottom. Yeah, so we just worked out it's cold out. Wherever everybody's watching, it's cold unless you're under the duvet.
That makes lots of sense.
Good to have you all on board, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are enjoying the stream, we have an all-in. Georgie boy. King 10 suited for Michael. Bit of a decision here for Michael Dunleavy.
I don't think it is, Tower, simply because it's an open and a shove. It's not an open shove from George. George has shoved over an open here, so happily get out of the way. And Patrick not calling with 7-4.
Yeah, 1.3 to call. With 7-4, yes, the suited. It's never a call though, which he doesn't. George from Wendover in Buckinghamshire has got 15 bigs. Patrick 40 bigs. Chip leader. -3 in Lichfield and covered in snow. And it's snowing. Robertas, good evening. Watching on YouTube. Snowing in Leicester.
Should we see how the other comp's getting on?
Yeah, go on then. Give us an update on the. How many's in the. Who's final tabled? Can you tell us? Do you know?
It's not working.
Oh man. You were going to give some information and now you can't.
I can't.
Is that what
It's not working. My pad's not working.
Get a refresh. Turn it on and off. That's what normally happens. Four players left in the Midi, 649 runners, absolutely amazing turnout. Robert, no, not yet. We haven't, has anything been sorted out for the golf and poker day we fancied? No, we'll obviously talk a lot more about it next season. It probably won't happen until April at the earliest, when the clocks go forward and the golf season starts. We'll look at the schedule. We'll have words with a couple of clubs and where we can host the poker relatively close to a golf course. It won't only be when I play golf, it could be anywhere in the country. And it will definitely happen. We'll definitely have one of them before the summer kicks in. I'm hoping April, back end of April will be good to start it off. See if we get interest. I'd like to get 24, so we could have 3 tables of 8 playing poker, and 24 is a nice number to have 6 4-balls playing golf.
Perfect.
So I think if we get 24 interested players, we will sort it out from there. We've got a few people interested in running the poker and also helping out with the itinerary of golf as well. We'll get it sorted, Robert. We certainly will. We'll get it sorted. We'll have a poker day and a golf. Well, a golf day and a poker night, and a good laugh. And it's also been good to meet up with players that we don't normally see. Was that Terry Jordan? Terry Jordan is in
the final. He's on the final.
He's in the final table of the one day.
I think they're just going on break.
He's in the final of the one day. He's Terry Jordan.
Keith, I reckon we'll get a few because it's the only. There's a satellite on tomorrow, but it's the only tournament. So I think we could see 80, 90k prize pool in that one. To be honest with you, Keith. So hopefully that's the case in the PLO.
Wow.
Nice little 20k up top for someone.
I've got under 75.
Have you?
With Riggy.
Oh.
Do you think it'd be more?
I think it'll be more.
Wow.
It's 4, 5, 6, and I know Mr. Jordan's playing.
Oh, I forgot the re-entries.
With unlimited re-entries.
Oh no! Oh, the light. He could do 12 himself. Oh my God! What a mistake! What a rookie error that was, Tower. Oh man! Good morning, Clive Padden checking in from the Philippines. It's 10 to 2 in the morning. We'll sleep tonight is basically the answer. Keith Splash on Twitch says put him down for the golf. When it gets sorted, Keith, we will definitely be putting it out there, and it will be on a first come, first serve, first reserve your seats kind of thing. But we are looking at April. Once the clocks go forward, that's when that's normally when the golf kicks in. Super King says, what was in the prize pool for the one day?
Wow, Patrick just sets Michael in with Jack high. Michael not going to be able to call with this one. Power, poker.
Power. Yep. 16k up top for the one day. Was it 80 runners?
No, it was 140 entries.
140?
140, yeah, in the one day.
Oh my days. Where did they get 80 from? I have no idea.
Maybe 80k prize pool. Close to that.
So we're on 4. If you're just tuning in, why?
A bit late.
We are on 4 players. Anybody who won't see the end, it will get recorded for YouTube. It will get recorded for YouTube purposes, and you will be able to watch it tomorrow.
Oh, I love this from
Oh
Brian.
my days.
I love this, and he's going to get Michael. He's got him. Michael has to shove.
He has to shove, Michael. Michael has to shove the ace-10. You're never getting a better opportunity. It's in. It's in. Vidas has got him.
Well, Vidas going to be snapping this off after the fold.
On your bikes, please. I'm going to show 2 kings. Kings for Vidas. Michael has ace-10. We've seen an ace in the muck.
No help.
No help at all. We need an ace. We need an ace or a 7 or a 9. Oi, oi,
Oi, oi.
oi, oi.
Don't go calling cards in town. That's my job.
Any 7s about? Oh, it's a
Deuce
deuce.
of hearts.
What a
Great
good effort.
effort.
Everybody, round of applause for Michael Dunleavy.
He's grinding.
£20,000. £20,000. What a performance. Grindy, 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 grindy. £20,030 for Michael Dunleavy. Excellent. Well done, that man.
Yeah, he grinded his short stack well from 2 tables out tower. He was grinding.
We are now on 3. Fantastic effort from Michael Dunleavy. £20,000. Rob Stewart, yeah, playing well. Both of my picks are still in.
All right, it's not competition.
Sorry, mate. Is that not another pound?
I'm going to owe you about one at the end of this, festival.
I'll be getting bought into seniors soon. We're down to 3. Patrick D. The Tower Bubble. I like it. 150k big blind. George with the Queen 6 down to 2 mil.
Wow,
Triangles in.
Shoved it.
Oh, Vidas now then. Vidas, man. He's got a made hand. He's 3-handed. This should be cool, shouldn't it?
4s are dicing on tower. 3-handed.
2,250,000.
The problem is if we call with lose this one with any Georgia spot, like we're flipping always here as Vidas. Sometimes he'll have 2s and 3s. The way Vidas plays, he's probably going to call tower.
He's getting the exact count.
He's flipping.
He's flipping. What with a yellow chip? They're both same.
Well, the problem with this, if we flip this chip and we're in a flip situation, we're then less likely to win the other flip.
What, winning 2 flips in one go? You can't win 2 flips in one hand. I think it's a call, you know. I'm edging towards a call. I am. Oh, he's folded.
No, he said call. Has he said call? Has he said call? No, he has folded. Showed it and folded.
He's showed him the Queen 6. He has overs.
Well, he knows he's either flipping or he's going to have 20%. Maybe some of the time, very, very, very small frequency. Deuces and 3s. Ace deuce, I guess, as well. Ace 3. Ace 4. But it's still a 15 big blind shove tower.
George is still here to play. What are the chances of an ICM? Yeah, maybe. See how long they play for. If there's any action in the next half an hour, see how long they play for before they might think about it. No deals discussed at all yet. There's a chunk of money to play for. As you can see, scrolling across the bottom. 78,000 for first. And a bit of change. 55,490 for second, and 33,390 locked up. It's a big payday. There has been no discussions. In it to win it.
Don't forget, guys, as well, socials for us Facebook and Twitter, Grosvenor Poker, and YouTube and Twitch /GUKPT. Make sure you hit follow or subscribe. Help us out and get notifications when we are live streaming. Got plenty more to come still for the festival.
George with the sevens, the triangles in the middle. Oh, now then, ladies and gentle people.
Well, this is a bit of a different scenario because George now has some like King 5 suited, Ace 5, Ace 4, Ace 3.
Look at the decision on fighters. Oh man.
So I think this one he will call tower just because there's now a lot more hands that we dominate here with the sixes. Ace 5, Ace 4, Ace 3, Ace Deuce, Deuces, 3s, 4s, 5s, Ace 6, maybe some King X suited in there. He has folded again.
He folds the sixes. That was a good fold. He said he had a better pair. Thanks, Robert. Robert Stewart watching on Facebook. Streams have been great this year, guys. Not sure if you tuned in for the PLO 1025 cash game that we had. Hope you did. And then last night, that was interesting with the with an NPL playoff on the satellite. Grinding down to 2 bigs, 3 bigs, 0.75 of a big blind. And we had a seat one and a 5,000 package for Paul Maguire with 6,000 chips left. And the big blind was 8,000. Impressive stuff. That's how to win a 5k package.
So blind on blind here, Patrick with the 3 deuce.
The triangle's in the middle.
Raise it up and George finds an ace. And George has chipped up nicely, Tower. He's back up to 3.3 million now.
I like how he stands up and then the people fold.
Yeah, I bet he played on PKR back in the day, if you remember PKR.
Oh yeah.
When they used to be all in, you used to stand up behind your chair with your hands on your hips. That was funny. If any of you guys remember PKR, the software they used. Little avatars for everyone who used to stand up behind the chair when they were all in. Yeah, doing the chicken. Scott knows. I agree, Monkey Magic. It was different, put it that way, it was different. So we're going to see a flop.
Ace 4,
oh
7.
Wow, this could go in, Tower. This could go in here.
Spade draw. 2 pair. This has to go in.
Not necessarily here, but if it comes a spade, this could go in. Or even a jack, it could potentially go in.
Wow!
Oh, now
what
a spade!
What a spade!
And now it is going in.
What a spade to turn out, dealer. What have you done?
This is curtains for George. This is curtains for George.
Wow.
George is going to bet. There'll be a raise from Riders. And we know George.
What has the dealer just done on the turn? He says, I'm all in. All in and a call for the boat. Oh my days. The fist bump is there. George has just seen it. What? Let me tell you, I'm giving these lads a round of applause because that was amazing.
Cooler town. 33 grand for George. Great effort from him. Really, really well played. He'll be happy with that payday. But heads up now between Vitus and Patrick.
What did the dealer just do?
That is cold as they come, Tower. Free-handed, boat over flush, free card.
Wow.
Flush. It's like just six it cooler. Not much he can do as George.
What did the dealer just do? The 4 of spades, the absolute gin card for us. Wow, amazing. I don't think there's a break. There might be.
There might be a
Not
little
sure.
2-minute break.
We'll wait and see. So Vidas is heads up with Patrick D for another title for Patrick, or Vidas winning one of the biggest tournaments he has been in. He won the 30-30 in Reading earlier. He came second in Vidas in the 30-30 in Reading for 20,000. This will be his biggest score by a mile.
So heads up, let's go.
Boom, no break. Vidas on the right, Patrick on the left. Who's going to win it? No break, straight to heads up. That's what I like to see. We don't need a break. Oh, they're just asking what's in the pot between them.
Let's have a look. Let's see what's remaining. Dina coming over, coming to give some numbers.
So they are talking numbers.
What are they saying, Tower? Let's figure this out. So there is £133,000, 680. So 133,680 left in.
Yeah, they're just trying to work out some kind of deal regarding taking sort off top. Robert Henderson says heads up could be aggressive, short and sweet.
Hopefully it is, Rob. Hopefully it is.
I think you will pick the two right players if that's the right thing to do. Don't deal, play to win, says Rob Stewart. They've got 55 and 78.
Yeah, 133 and some change, Tower.
So we're playing for £7.
Gary McGaffney says 60k each plus 13 and the trophy. That sounds sensible. So now there's.
They want to make first 70,000, 63,000 for the second. So you won't want to take 60?
60. Well, should we take 65 each? So how much in the pot total?
133.
We have 65 apiece and pay for the rest.
65 and you play for 13k.
No, it's not that much. No.
Okay, take 65.
Yeah, so we have 65 each.
133,680 is what the total is left.
Yeah, so you're only going to be playing for 3k.
Yeah, so we have.
That's okay.
We have 65 each. Yeah. Deal. Well done.
Well played.
I'm going to play for the rest.
Yeah, I will play. You take 65 each.
So, by the sounds of it, my friend, but who's that? What's Adrian doing? Hey, it looks like a pilot. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now flying at 35,000 feet. We will be heading towards Hawaii on the way down. Please fasten your seatbelts.
Deal done.
Deal done.
65k each. Playing for 3,000 and change.
Hey, I tell you what, it's not a bad job, is it? It's not a bad job. Turn up for heads up.
Yeah.
Not seen him all month. We'll turn up for the heads up.
And with only 3k to play for, guys, this could be fast and furious.
So we're heads up, 65,000 each. Jay, what do you think to that? 65,000 each, 3,000 to play for in the trophy.
I think it's alright if these two are happy to do it. They've been grinding for 2 days and they've locked up a decent score, and then the trophies obviously don't want it's only 3k on top, so I really think this is going to be a quick heads up tower.
Because they didn't check the stacks, so they didn't exactly check what the stacks were, so it's not done ICM obviously. So they're just literally 65 straight down the middle. We've done well. There's only 2 of us left.
Yep.
As you can see, 6 mil and, well, 6 mil. there's 12 million chips in play. So it's 6 and 6. There you go, 6 and 6.8. So 65 each, 3 to play for. See who wins.
Good luck to both.
This is the final table of the Midi in London, and we are now heads up.
649 runners, whittled down to these two. Thanks to everyone that is still tuned in at this hour. We've still actually got nearly 300 people watching at this time of the morning. It's great.
Love
on
you
a
all.
Sunday night. Thanks for everyone that is still tuned in.
Yeah.
Staying alongside us until the end.
So 65 locked up for both great players.
We've still got play though. We have still got
Yeah,
play.
absolutely.
It depends how these two are going to approach
Look
it.
at them. 50 bigs. 50 bigs and 40 bigs. There's the trophy in seat number 6. There is the trophy. Look good on your mantelpiece, that.
I did give myself some leeway, Scorp, so I did say give or take an hour. Jay called that it would be between 2 and 3.
You said this is finishing between 2:30 and 4, give or take an hour, which meant 1:30 till 5.
I needed to give
The
myself some
leeway
leeway.
was all night. So how long is it going to go on? We don't know. The money is just about settled. 65 each. I think it's a great touch. They had 6 million chips each. 65 each plus 3 to play for.
Yeah, love this from Vidas Tower. Really nice from him. Just flattened the King Jack, which is going to be way ahead. Heads up. This is massive for us, this flop. And we know how Patrick can get pretty trigger happy, but not today. Opts to slow down and put in the check. Wow, check raise!
This could be a jam.
Oh, is he going to continue?
Or are you just going to? Well, I'd like to see. Obviously, I'd like to see a call. I would love to see just a call, but he's not. He says, "I'm all in." He says, "I am all in," and then a snap fold from Patrick with the ace. Instant service for Vidas, heads up.
If I go a million, you know, you don't put it at the thing more chips down.
Good result.
Hundreds enough.
So we are heads up, 65,000 locked up, both of them. 3,000 to play for, and that amazing trophy. Super King. Thanks for joining us, everybody in the chat box. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. They've locked up the money. This should be fast and furious now with 3k to play for. This should be fast and furious. Vidus has already got 9 mil. I don't know how it works. I don't know if there's a guarantee that they had to play for less than. I'm not sure. It's their money. Let them do what they want with it. That's what I say. Cheers, Super King. Thanks for sticking with us at 2:16 in the morning. It has been a great stream. It has been a great day. And we're back for some more next week.
So back to 2-1 chip lead after Patrick taking that one.
So Vidus 8.7, 4.3 for Patrick. 65,000 each with 3,000 and the trophy to play for. Cheers, Scopes. Thank you very much. Looking forward to meeting you guys in commentary next year. Tower and Jay, great commentary team. Thank you very much. We'll be there.
Scopes.
We will be there because the GUKPT will return at the end of Feb. Gary McGaffney says this is early.
Well, to be honest with you, you said to me to start today, 3 AM finish, I probably would have bit your arm off, so
yeah,
that's looking like we're going to get that. Glad you've enjoyed it, Mark.
Nice one, Mark, watching on Facebook. Jack Queen 8 on the flop. Check, check, ace. Oh, nice one, George. He's just tapped the table and said, good luck, everybody. And he's just finished third. He has just finished third. Well done, George. Entertaining the Wendover Massive. The Wendover Massive we're watching. Nothing wrong. Well, I know what you mean, Robert. But it's a 500 buy-in, and they've just made it 65 each. It's not bad, is it? I don't think it's bad at all. $4-3-2.
Top pair for Patrick.
Top pair for Patrick. Betting to win.
I like how quick these two are playing as well, Tower. They look like they want to get it done quick as well.
Yeah,
really quick.
We do think this will be a bit fast and furious. We must admit. Go on, Wendover says Jean-Marc and Morgion. Hope I said that nearly correctly.
I think it's Jean, Tower.
It's Jean.
Oh, is it Jean?
French.
I think it's Jean.
It's French.
Okay.
It's Jean.
Okay.
I think. Are we coming to the Irish Open in April, says Tucker85. Only as a holiday if we do. We were over for the IPO working in October, and if restrictions are lifted, I'm not sure what restrictions are back in place at the minute, back over in Dublin, but I'd like to think that we are free to move around again by the time Easter comes around.
So Vidas, King Eye is good here, comes in with a lead, gets it through. He said almost got it. That's Mauritian.
There you go. So yeah, if Ireland and Dublin is open to everything, I know they're in partial lockdown now, 12 till 12 apparently in Ireland. Hoping that flights and everything we can still get across. Would be great if we can. Yeah, Robert says, no, not bad at all, but would have been happy with 50 odd for that anyway. And if you won, it would have felt great. But we all have different goals. Yeah, absolutely correct.
So Vidas with ace.
Vidas raises with the ace king. 10-6 for Patrick Coles. King 6. King 7 for.
Yeah, so loving the sneaky check here from Vidas.
We've got a heart draw.
So Vidas trying to induce here from Patrick. And just going to flat here, especially with the ace of hearts.
If there's a heart on the river,
it won't all go in, I don't think, if it is a heart on the river tower, but
it's not.
But Patrick bluffing at it, and Vidas is going to raise. Patrick will snap fold. Next hand.
John Mark says, good night guys, thanks for the tonight. Stoked for George, he's getting married in March. Well, that'll work well for the reception. Thanks for sticking with us all the way through to Heads Up, and we know you were rooting for Georgie Boy, but he's done well finishing third for 33 lumps. Again, Ace King, what's happening with this dealer?
Adrian
Did
wants
he
to
shuffle
get
the
home.
cards? If this is 10-6, oh, it's going in! This is it! We get a double up chance for Patrick. Ace King against
setup. This is Heads
Queen.
Up.
How is this? This is Heads Up for the title.
Where have they pulled this dealer from?
Adrian. Ace King for Patrick for a double up against Ace Queen for Vidas for the title.
Well, that's clean.
The Ace King is all in.
So, going to double here. Just fading the Queen. That's going to even things up a little.
It sure is. Well, that makes no difference. The King is still playing. Queen, we have a champion. Oh my days! If it's ever going to finish, it might as well finish like that.
That's crazy. Ace King.
That
Ace
is
Queen, just a lady
amazing.
on the river.
Patrick, that was amazing. What a... Oh my days. Vidas. Let me take my ugly mug off. Vidas on the right hand side. There he is, his champion. PK is going to be having a couple of photos with him. What a fantastic final. Amazing. We have just about wrapped up. I just want to quickly put on what we've got on next, and we'll come back to that very shortly. But that is what we've still got to play for, and what the lads are here for. Vidas in the top corner, right above us, has just been crowned champion of the Midi. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a very good final table. Probably one of the ones I've enjoyed most this year. It's thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah, it was brilliant. On the left-hand side right there, as you can see, we've just... Tomorrow morning there's going to line through day 2 and the tick. That'll be 2 weeks done. We've got 1 week left, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed you can all come and join us, because next Wednesday, or 3 days' time, we've got the 6 Max, the Heads Up, and the Haymaker. 3 streams on 1 day.
Yep.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, plenty.
And then we've got the final day, and don't forget next Friday, Christmas Jumper Day. Come and join us with your Christmas jumper, your Christmas shirt. Come and enjoy a bit of fun. It's been an amazing year, and we want to have a bit of fun on the last day with the Christmas jumpers, the final buying day of GUKPT year. And what a comeback from lockdown and everything regarding.
Unbelievable.
The numbers have been amazing, but that right there is the last week of streaming for Cardroom Direct and all the team that we've got, the amazing team. Thanks to every single body in the chat. Let's have a quick look at the chat boxes. Cheers, Chronic. Alpha, enjoy your deserved rest, boys. Great stream. Thanks for Scopes. Cheers, gents, says Alex. Thank you very much indeed. We will see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. Bright and early.
What's going to be your favourite? The Six Max, the heads up?
It's got to be the Haymaker.
The Haymaker?
Yeah, for the Wednesday. It's got to be, hasn't it? David A at the table. We'll see how far he's come in the last couple of years since he started playing. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Well, we didn't get him in the chat box today, but we'll definitely get him in next week, before and after the Haymaker Invitational. Thank you very much indeed, everybody. It has been amazing. There's only one thing. Left. Only one thing left at this time of night. It's a cup of Horlicks. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in from the Tower, Jay, and all the team.
Good night.
Good night.